Shalom. Of course, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakha HaKodash. All right. Of course, double honors to the elders apostle at Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to, of course, the sincere Akim that's doing this work. All right. In sincerity. All right. Brother Mafpa from Great Millstone Plain Tables Camp. Of course, going into another part of the lesson, going into the chariots, angels, answering, of course, a question. All right. Well, of course, was being before I left off, I was going into the image of the angels being, of course, that they're dark skinned. All right. They're dark skinned men. All right. When you go down into it. All right. All right. So let's continue on. The last I think verse I was on was about Ezekiel, the first chapter. All right. And at verse 7, all right, 1 and 7, it says, "In their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass." All right. So, you go into what brass is. All right. That's a brown. All right. You go into it. Okay. So the angels, they're dark skinned men. All right. When you go into it. All right. And they ride, of course, in these vehicles called the chariots. All right. Of Israel, which y'all ignorantly called UFOs. All right. Now, I'm going to it because they, of course, the angels, which when you go into it, Yahweh Shai, who the world he called Jesus Christ, he's coming as an angelic power. And what does he look like? He looks like a so-called black man, all right? Or a man of color, all right? So we'll go into it, all right? So this is Revelations, all right, which we'll start at 1 and 1. The revelation, which means reveal of it says Jesus Christ, verbatim, all right? But we know the true name is Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, all right? Christ, we call Christ, all right? Hamashiach, all right? Hamashiach, the Messiah, all right? In the Hebrew, all right? Which the Most High, it says God, gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. All right, so of course you had, of course, this prophet John the Revelator who received the vision. All right, he of course he received and seen what the world they call Jesus Christ, what he looks like according to the Bible. It says, right, this is Revelations, now the first chapter. All right, in which when you read into it, like if you seen my other lessons, in verse 7, 1 and 7, it says, "Behold, he cometh to clouds, and everyone shall see him." All right, which you learn, clouds is talking about the UFOs, which are the chariots. All right, he gonna come in Jesus Christ, who are ignorantly called Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahweh Shai. He's coming back in chariots, all right, so-called UFOs with his fleet. All right, it says, "And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, and even so Amen." All right, now let's go into, of course, what Yahweh Shai, who we call Jesus Christ, look like. All right, so it says, verse, I'm gonna go into it. Yeah, I'll just read the whole thing. Verse 13, 1, Revelations. All right, Revelations 1 and 13. "And in the midst of 7 candlesticks, one under the Son of Man." All right, Son of Man, that's Yahweh Shai. All right, "clothed with a garment down to the foot, and the girt of the paps of a golden girdle." He's a man of war. So, of course, he has, of course, a golden girdle. All right. He didn't have a Roman toga. It says his head and the hairs was white like wool. All right. Now, they go on with these, like they go and say, like, the aliens have these big, strange heads and stuff. That they going off. All right. They seeing, of course, they have the angels, they have afros and such. All right. Okay, so let's go into it. And Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ, he had an afro. All right, he go back to the tribe of Judah, which of course you get that in Hebrews 7:14, "For it's evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah." All right, and of course, our Lord is Yahweh Shai, and he came out of the tribe of Judah, which that's the tribe, what you call the so-called Jews, or it's like what you call the Jews. All right, because they are the actual Jews, which are the Negro. All right, when you go into it. Those fake Jews, they're not the real Jews, all right? The ones that are impersonating the true Jews. All right, they're living in the land of Israel. Right now, they're not the real Jews. All right, they're devils. All right, which means deceivers. All right. Anyway, to stay on point, it says, "In his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes like a flame of fire." He drank a lot of wine. Right. That's why, of course, when we drink a lot of wine, of course, we get Negroes tend to get bloodshot red eyes and such. All right. So it goes on. It says, "In his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in the furnace." All right. So of course, if you take fine brass, you take brass and burn it in the furnace, you get a dark color. All right. In which that's Yahweh Shai. All right. He's a dark skinned man. All right. And his voice was the sound of many waters. All right. Which got on the point. The angels, they look like, of course, Yahweh Shai. All right. Which, of course, when you go into it, you know, he's a dark skinned man. All right. But we do come in all different colors, you know, us Israelites. All right. Now, but you go into it, you know, it has color. All right. We have color. All right. The angels, they have color. All right. Because when you go into it, you know, there's no such thing as a fucking green man. All right. That's bullshit. All right. So anyway, I've covered that. Now, let's address, of course, Second Esdras, the 13th chapter. All right. What they're going to be coming down, they're going to be coming, bringing, of course, death and destruction. All right. They're going to be shooting, of course, laser beams and all of that, which it's going to describe here in the Holy Scriptures. All right. That's why I say, blessed is he that readeth. All right. Because if you read, you would know about what these so-called UFOs are. All right. So, you know, if you understanding this and hearkening on into this, you know, it might be a possibility that your spirit is of an Israelite, you know, but, you know, otherwise, you know, you might be like, this is all bullshit. What the fuck is this so-called Negro talking about? All right, which I only look dark skinned, you know, luckily, you know, fortunately, how about Shemeshai gave me the dark skin, you know, which my tribe, Ephraim, so-called Puerto Ricans, Aparai Yum in the Hebrew, which means I am fruitful, all right? You know, we have light-skinned, usually, or dark-skinned Puerto Ricans, all right? But anyway, to go on, all right, this is the Second Esdras. This is the Apocrypha, which was taken out of the Bible, all right? The King James 1611 Bible, all right? So you have to go into it, but that's by the Bible Destruction Group. All right, this is the authorized version of the King James Bible, the 1611, which I don't have the actual 1611. I have just a separate copy because, you know, they took it out of the original 1611. So we, you know, all the other Bibles that have been issued other than the 1611 don't contain the Apocrypha books. All right. So in the books here, the Apocrypha, which in 1611, if you have a 1611 King James Bible, if you go to the book of Second Esdras in the 13th chapter, it has, of course, this account right here, which is going to, of course, go into these chariots. All right. I believe there's another it's a precept. What it talks about, of course, a war. Yeah, this is Revelations, the 12th chapter and the 7th verse. All right, because there's, of course, going to be a war in the heavens. All right. Now, a lot of people got this verse. Of course, they have these confused and all that. You know, they don't have understanding. So let's get to understanding. It said Revelations 12 and 7, and there was a war in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon, which is the so-called white man. All right. Esau, Edom. All right. The Edomites. All right. They're the dragon. All right. It says, and the dragon fought in his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. All right. You know, which you're going to go into it. There's going to be a war in heaven when, of course, the government, all right, all these NATO, you know, the EU and such, all of their forces, the Air Force and all of them, they're going to fight with the chariots, the UFOs, all right, of the angels, and they're going to lose, all right. And it's going to have the account to back it up in the Second Esdras, the 13th chapter. All right, Second Esdras 13 and 1. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. This is the prophet Esdras. All right. It says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the ways thereof. And behold, and it's like it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. All right. And it says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. All right. And that's talking about Jesus Christ, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right. His name is Yahweh Shai. All right. You know, Yahweh Shai. This is that man. Okay. It says, and whosoever the voice went out of his mouth, or whensoever, it's like it, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right. And it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain. All right, because who you didn't call Jesus Christ, he's coming in a big ass UFO. All right, a big, like they would call a mother ship. All right, he's coming in a big UFO, and the Esdras, the prophet, he's going to describe it. All right, he says, and behold, I'm back to the second Esdras 13:6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and he flew up upon it. All right, so you had what your world enemy calls Jesus Christ. He has a huge UFO. All right, and it looked like a mountain. All right, that's what the prophet Esdras described it as. All right, like you see the movies like Independence Day and all of that. All right, World of the Wars and World of the Worlds, War of something like it. That movie. All right, I believe Tom Cruise in. All right, they have, of course, you know, this war. All right, in the actual, you say in the movie. All right, and it says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven. I could not. So the prophet couldn't see the end of this this UFO. It was that big. It was massive. Okay, it says, verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and durst fight. All right, so of course, you know, all of these different forces, all right, that's going to fight the chariots of the UFOs when they come back, which are the angels of the Most High, coming, of course, to deliver the chosen of the nation of Israel. That's the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, they're the only ones, of course, that of course have salvation. 2/3 of them gonna get cut off and get destroyed by, of course, the fire that's gonna come out of the chariot's mouth. All right, with the concentrated fire, in which it's gonna describe. All right, and it goes into, like, you know, the multitude, all these armies and such in the air with the fighter jets and all of that. All their different weapons, they're going to try to fight. You know, they're going to be scared, but the Spirit's going to be on them to fight, all right? Because the Lord he controls everything, all right? Everything is under his control, all right? Let's go on. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fires, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. All right, so this goes into the lasers. All right, the laser beam, the concentrated fire that comes out of chariot. All right, that's going to be bringing forth destruction. All right, destroying the hosts or the armies of the so-called white man, the Edomites. All right, it's gonna be these lasers being gonna be destroying the wicked, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, which won't, of course, receive salvation. All right, they're gonna die on this side, because that's how the Lord gets down, because they don't listen to this truth. All right, they don't believe in this. All right, they don't believe in Him, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, verse 11. I'm gonna start back at 10 because I don't want to miss anything because I'd be losing thought. All right, sure. It says, but only I saw that he had sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight. All right, which, you have all these different programs. All right, if you go into the research, the so-called white men, which are the biblical Edomites, all right, the elite, they know about these chariots. All right, they've been hiding this truth. All right, there's books, when I can go into it, that have this truth. Pilots have spoken on this. All right, after of course they retired because they have gag orders. All right, that they can't speak about this. All right. It says, and they encounter, of course, these vehicles, the chariots, so-called UFOs. All right. And it says, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. All right. So you seen this, the war in heaven was won by the angels, which is, that's the chariots, all right, of Israel, all right, of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right. And when you go into it, they're gonna be, of course, beaming up, all right, or they say abducting, all right. They're gonna be beaming up the elect while bringing forth the destruction, the elect of Israel, the ones chosen. All right, 144,000 prophets, 12,000 from each tribe of Israel. All right, and of course the 1/3, the elect, innumerable multitude. All right, of believers, men, women, and children. Okay. Finishes off verse 12, and afterward I saw the same man come down from the mountain, which is a chariot, UFO, and call unto him another peaceful multitude. All right, and that's basically it on there. All right, now there's an account in the book of Kings, the second chapter, or Second Kings, the first. Let me see, where is it at? Yeah, so this is Second Kings, right? You read in there the second chapter. And it has, of course, an account of how one of the prophets, Elijah, got beamed up into a so-called UFO. All right. So you go to I'm gonna go to read it. This is 2 Kings 2 and 3. All right, and it says, and the sons of the prophets that were at Bethel came forth to Elisha and said unto him, knowest thou that the Lord will take away thy master from thy head today? And he said, this is Elisha, right? Yeah, I know it. Hold ye your peace. All right. So of course you had this understudy. Elisha was under, of course, his prophet Elijah, and he was told that his Lord, his overseer, which is Elijah, is going to be beamed up into a chariot. All right, he's going to go, of course, to the spirit world. All right. So it says, in verse 4, and Elijah said unto him, and Elisha, tarry here, I pray thee, for the Lord Yahweh had sent me to Jericho. And he said, as the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they came out to Jericho. All right, came to Jericho. All right, so he, of course, Elisha didn't want to leave Elijah. All right, and then, of course, the prophets, it's going to go on. It says, verse 5, and the sons of prophets that were at Jericho came to Elisha and said unto him, knowest thou that the Lord Yahweh will take away thy master from thy head today? And he answered, Yeah, I know it. Hold your peace. And Elijah said unto him, Tarry, I pray thee here, for the Lord hath sent me to Jordan. And he said, As the Lord liveth, as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And they two went on. All right. It goes on, and it says, verse 7, and 50 men of the sons of the prophets went and stood afar off, and they too stood by Jordan. And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, right? And they were divided hither and thither, all right, apart, right? So they too went over on the dry ground, all right? You know, prophets had spiritual power, in which they're going to have spiritual power. We're going to do greater works than what y'all even call Jesus Christ, than Yahweh Shai. All right, he, of course, said that, all right, to us. All right, but, you know, I'm going to continue on just to finish this off, because this is already 21 minutes in. It says, verse 9, and it came to pass when they were gone over that Elijah said unto Elisha, Ask what I shall do for thee before I be taken away from thee. All right. And Elijah said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. All right. He wanted, of course, a double portion of the Ruach. All right. All right. The Ruach HaKodash, the Holy Spirit. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right. Before he, of course, left, you know, Elijah left up into a chariot. You're going to get it. All right. It says, and he said, this is Elijah saying, he said, that thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. Verse 11. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked, that behold, they appeared a chariot of fire. All right, this is a UFO. All right. And horses of fire, all right? You ain't going to see no forces of fire in the sky, all right? This is the way the prophets, of course, describe it, all right? It says, and parted them both asunder. It's like it says, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven, all right? So he got beamed up. Elijah got beamed up into a chariot, all right, which we have broken down in this lesson what an actual UFO is, all right. This is concrete proof, the Bible, all right, with understanding. Okay, it says, it says now, and and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, all right, a UFO of Yasha, right, which they're identified. They're the chariots of Israel, so they're not UFO unidentified, all right. They're identified. They're the chariots of Israel now. Now you know. In the horsemen thereof, and he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and rent them into two pieces, all right. And that's it, all right? So you get the understanding of what a chariot is, all right? What the UFOs is, all right? They're vehicles of the Most High, all right? Yahweh Shai, of the angels, all right? Which the Lord is coming back. He said he's not going to meet thee as a man, all right? He's going to come as an angelic power, all right? So, you know, we deal with knowledge here, you know, here at Great Millstone. We deal with only knowledge here, okay? The Lord is a power of knowledge. He deals with knowledge, okay? So that's what we deal with, okay? The prophets, okay? Of course, we got to be ye perfect as our Father in heaven. And our Father is the power of knowledge, okay? So let me get a precept, two precepts, and end it off, all right? You know, I went so much into this throughout this whole week, but you know, it's the water to, of course, the Achim, all right, the brothers, for, of course, helping to edify me, of course, you know, of course, the Shalom, so, of course, brothers at Great Millstone, Chicago, All right, Chicago camp being with the brother Uriah and such. Uh, that camp out there. They of course gave me some edification on certain things. Of course, in some of the brothers in my camp in Great Millstone, Philadelphia. But let me get this precept. Go to my bookmarks. All right, this is 1 Samuel 2:3. Talk no more so exceedingly proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth, for the Lord, it says Yahweh, in all caps is the Lord, is Yahweh, which means he exists, all right, in Hebrew, all right, Nalashwan Kodash, all right, the holy tongue, is a God or a power, all right, the word God, go back to the word Allah in the Hebrew, which means power or strength, right, of knowledge, knowing, science, right, which science means knowing, all right, to know, right, and by him actions are weighed, okay. So the Lord, he deals with knowledge, okay? This is Job 33:3. It reads, my word shall be of the uprightness of my heart, all right, which is his mind, all right? Lab, the Hebrew word for heart, right? And my lips shall utter knowledge clearly, all right? And you could clearly hear the knowledge of the true prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua when we tell you what the actual UFOs actually are, all right? They're the chariots of Yasha Allah, of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which will bring forth death and destruction to the heathen, the 2/3, all right, of the nation of Israel, all right, and of course, bring salvation to the elect, Ha'abacharim, all right, the elect, all right, the ones chosen, because the Lord, as is written. And let me see, I could try to get it. Is it let me see if it's like it. Give me one moment. Let me try to get it. In Zechariah 13:8, it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land the Lord Yahweh, it says, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and the 3rd part shall be left therein. All right, so the Lord's going to cut off, of course, 2/3 of the nation of Israel because they're wicked, right? And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined. And I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Yahweh is my power. All right, so the Lord, he's dealing with, of course, the elect, the ones that know his name, all right, and they're gonna cry out because it's gonna be a destructive time coming before his second coming. Yahweh Shai, the Lord Yahweh, when he sent his son down, Yahweh Shai, it's gonna be a time that's gonna be never seen before. It's time, as the Bible says in Jeremiah the 30th chapter and the 7th verse, the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, but Jacob, of course, shall be saved out of it. All right, so I believe there was one other precept I wanted to bring out. I can't quite bring it. I don't remember it off the top of my head, my lob, but I believe I covered a lot, here. So it's been covered. All right, you have understanding of what the chariots are, what they're coming to do. All right. Oh, I get hit. The precept is here because they're gonna like it said, they're gonna get chambers. The elect, they gonna get beamed up, right? Or what y'all call abducted, right? This is Isaiah 26:20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. All right, because the Lord, he's coming back. He bringing, of course, death and destruction. All right, you don't want to be down here. All right, a part of that nuclear destruction that's coming. All right, World War III. All right, and that's what's going to be going on. All right, and that's this a long lesson where you could go on all days. Yeah, call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rucha HaKodash. All right. Of course, double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Rule well. Peace and salutations to the sinister Akim. All right. Hopefully this was edifying. Shalom.